Sir, hold up. What's in the bags?
Groceries. I just paid for them.
Stores had issues with shoplifters. Set them down.
I don't know why you're stopping me. The
Let's
alarm
not make
didn't
this
go off.
harder, okay? Put them down.
Look here, receipt. Every single item.
Let me see that.
Officer, you checked out on lane 5. I'll pay
Right,
for it.
okay.
Can I go now?
Yeah,
Got
you're
it,
free to go,
man.
Have a good day.
A black man walks out of a big box store with a soda and a phone charger. The exit gate beeps. A police officer intervenes and accuses him of theft. The man unfolds a fresh receipt. Time, items, paid in full. The officer hesitates, then keeps pushing. Phones come up. A small crowd forms, and one tiny mismatch on the paper lights the whole place on fire. And what happens next is even more shocking. But before we explain what exactly was so shocking, we have to go back to the beginning. Cedar Grove, Ohio, a mid-sized town with wide streets, a high school stadium, and a new shopping district off Route 7. It's a place built for quick errands. The kind of town where the big box store, Harbor Mart, sits like a blue and white anchor at the end of a long row of parking spots. Harbor Mart has new anti-theft gates, tall black posts with hidden sensors. You barely notice them until they chirp. Sometimes they chirp when nothing's wrong. Sometimes they're silent when something is. To fix that, the store puts in a receipt check at busy times. It's not a full checkpoint, more like a pause, a glance, a nod. Police patrols pass through often. There's been talk of more shoplifting in neighboring towns. Officers park by the lot when writing reports. It's visible. It's meant to deter trouble. But visibility changes scenes. If a beep happens at the door, the nearest authority is 30 feet away and ready to step in. This story lives in that small gap between a sensor's chirp and a person's judgment, between a policy written on paper and a choice made in the moment. It matters because anyone can be the one walking out with a soda and a charger, and because mistakes made fast can leave marks that last a long time. Stay with us, because this incident is going to be interesting. Marcus Reed, 29. He writes code for a local logistics firm. He likes simple things: metal coffee mugs, clean desks, and chargers that don't fray. He is black. He grew up in Cedar Grove and knows how easily a regular day can turn sideways. Officer Daniel Cole, 34. Patrol officer, 6 years on the job. Solid marks in tactics. An emphasis on reasonable suspicion in his reports. He's the kind of cop who says, if the system flags something, we check it out. Priya Shah, 38. Store manager at Harbor Mart. Calm eyes, quick hands. She knows how the gates talk to the store's back end. When something misfires, she's the one who can find the line of code or the sticker that went wrong. Lily Tran, 19th cashier. First semester at the community college. Good with customers, quick with the scanner, and careful about double bagging cold drinks. Noah Alvarez, 21. College student with an old phone and a sharp sense of when to press record. He's not out looking for trouble, but he knows that video is truth when words collide. Sergeant Elena Brooks, 42. Internal Affairs. She listens more than she talks. She will be the person who sits down with body cam video, frame by frame, and asks, when did this cross the line? Marcus stands in line with a soda and a USB-C phone charger. He checks his watch. His sister is cooking at 7. He wants to bring dessert, not drama. Lily scans the items. The total flashes, and Marcus taps his card. He takes the thin receipt, folds it twice, and slides it into his wallet. And then something weird happens. Marcus passes through the anti-theft gates. The gate emits a sharp, short beep. He looks down, reflexive. The greeter glances up, but a small crowd is forming at the door. Another beep sounds from someone behind him. The greeter hesitates. Marcus keeps walking. Out in the lot, Officer Cole is parked near the cart return, finishing a report from a minor fender bender. A store employee steps out and waves in Marcus's direction, hands slicing the air, then points at the door. Cole puts the patrol car in gear. Cole pulls alongside Marcus, steps out and says, "Hold up a second. Need to talk to you about your items." It's firm, not shouted, but it stops Marcus cold. He's 12 steps from his car door. "I paid. What's wrong?" "The system flagged an unpaid item. I need to see a receipt." Marcus takes out his wallet, finds the tiny folded slip, and opens it. He holds it out. Cole doesn't take it right away. He asks a different question. What did you buy? A soda and a charger. What charger? Marcus. USB-C, the basic one by the self-checkout. At the edges, people look over. A student, Noah, stops walking and hits record. A couple pauses near their trunk. The lot is no longer just a lot, it's a stage. But you won't believe what happened right after. Cole radios in a brief, possible shoplift stop, Harbor Mart lot. His tone is clipped. He glances at the receipt. The brand name on the paper doesn't match the brand on the box hanging from Marcus's small bag. It's not a big mismatch, but it's enough to seed doubt. Sir, this lists accessory generic. Your bag shows hypercharge. Did you switch items? No, that's what it rang up as. Check the register. Tension rises. Noah's camera frame catches Marcus holding out the receipt and Cole standing with squared shoulders. The words, "The system flagged you," land heavy in the audio. The store manager, Priya, is paged by the front. She walks to the entrance, checks the gate log, and frowns. 2 beeps within 10 seconds. 3 more in the past hour. Something is off. Marcus asks, "Can we go inside and check?" Cole says, "We will, but I need to make sure you're not leaving with unpaid merchandise." He reaches a hand toward the bag. Marcus pulls it back slightly, then stops. "I'm not resisting," he says. "Just want you to look at the receipt first." But that's not all. Another patrol unit rolls into the lot. A second officer steps out, stands back. The crowd gets a little thicker. Words stick in the air. Receipt, gate, unpaid, stop. Priya steps outside with a printout from the terminal. She doesn't want a scene. She wants a fix. But the exchange is already bigger than a fix. It's become a question. Who is believed first? Officer Cole has a choice. He can say, "Let's walk in and check the logs now," and de-escalate. Or he can hold the line on suspicion. He chooses the second path. "Sir, placing your bag on the hood." "I'm cooperating, why won't you just look?" The second officer moves closer. The words, "for officer safety," come up a phrase that can expand space fast. Marcus's bag is placed on the hood of the patrol car. The receipt is still in his hand. He's breathing shallow but steady. In the crowd, a woman says, "He's got a receipt." Another voice, "I saw the gate beep for someone behind him too." Noah's camera catches these comments, but the sound of radios pops and hisses over them. Cole calls in the item description. Hypercharge USB-C. The store system has a mismatch. The database tags that brand as accessory generic for bulk pricing. That's invisible to customers. It's a quiet clerical choice that now fuels doubt. Marcus says, "I can show you the timestamp." Cole says, "You can show that inside. For now, don't reach into your pockets." Marcus raises his hands a little higher. It's a gesture learned from 1,000 videos he never wanted to be in. And that's when things got even crazier because the video goes live. Noah's friend is streaming now. Comments start to pop up. What's he accused of? He paid. Let them check the system. The tension becomes a feed. The feed becomes pressure. Inside, Priya checks the RFID table. The gate log shows the alert at 5:42:22 p.m. Lily's register shows the sale at 5:42:10 p.m., 12 seconds earlier. That should clear him. But a label swap on the charger SKU pushes the database to flag the item as if the tag wasn't cleared. It's an old firmware bug, rare but real. Priya knows she can fix this with a match, SKU to receipt number to timestamp, but she needs to get the information to the officer. She strides outside. Cole sees her coming but stays focused on his reasonable suspicion. He repeats, "The system doesn't beep for nothing." Priya says, "Sometimes it does." Union reps will later call Cole's stance by the book. The chief will call it overly rigid. People in the comments will call it a lot of things. Right now, it's simply a choice to keep the scene going when a faster check could end it. Noah's video hits 300 viewers. Someone recognizes Marcus from the logistics firm. Another commenter says they've had the gates beep for them twice this week. The story starts to build a body beyond the lot. And with every minute that passes, the stakes get heavier. Freedom, dignity, a public label Marcus did not earn. But there's more to the story. Point 1. Receipt versus gate. On paper, the dispute is simple. The receipt says the items were paid for. The gate says a tag was still active. Which one rules the moment? In best practice, humans arbitrate tech. In real life, tech often wins the first round. Priya studies the logs. The gate's backend recorded an alert for accessory generic, tag 1172. Lily's terminal recorded a sale for SKU 8832, mapped to the same accessory generic bucket, brand hypercharge. Because of a database update earlier in the day, the mapping is time-shifted. The SKU clears the sale, but the gate's active tag table doesn't update for 15 seconds. If a shopper moves quickly, the gate can beep at a paid item. Point 2. The SKU mismatch. Cole saw the brand name on the packaging and compared it to the generic line on the receipt. To a customer, that looks off. To the back end, it's normal for bulk pricing. Priya can explain this in 1 minute, but the minute keeps stretching into a scene. Point 3. Body cam audio. Sergeant Elena Brooks will later review the tape. She'll hear Marcus say, "Please check inside, the cashier can confirm." She'll note that Cole looked at, but did not handle, the receipt for longer than 30 seconds. She'll pause the video at the moment where Cole says, "We can check later." She'll write a sentence that matters. Opportunity to de-escalate was present at T plus 90 seconds. But that's not all. There's more to the story. Point 4. Prior incidents. Harbor Mart's gate had 2 false positives earlier that day. One was a pack of batteries with a sticker that hadn't been deactivated. The other was a toddler's shoes with a mistagged RFID. Both were resolved at the door with quick checks. Neither involved police. That context lives in Priya's clipboard, not in Cole's field of view. Point 5. Training and policy. Cole completed bias and de-escalation training last year. The module teaches, when a customer presents convincing proof, verify promptly with store staff. It also teaches officer safety. In the moment, Cole weighted the beep more than the proof. Was bias a factor? Brooks will not write that word lightly. She will write, officer's decision path shows undue reliance on fallible technology with insufficient weight given to presented documentation. These points sound dry on paper. In the lot, they are anything but. A man's voice is tight. A small crowd is watching. An officer's posture is firm. A system glitch hums, unseen, behind all of it. For Marcus, the immediate cost is public humiliation. He stood 12 steps from his car, then stood there for 7 long minutes while phones filmed him as a suspect. Even if it ends with proof, the footage lives. The comments live. His sister will call and ask if he's okay. He will say yes. He won't sleep well. For Officer Cole, there will be a review. He'll be placed on administrative leave while Internal Affairs checks the video, the logs, and the policy. He believes he followed the rules. He believes the beep meant, don't let him leave yet. He doesn't see how those extra minutes became a scar. For Harbor Mart, there will be a system audit. Priya already has a list. Fix the mapping table, shorten the update delay, train greeters to flag managers before waving at officers. The store will adjust its receipt check protocol so that a beep triggers a manager first, not a public stop. And there's more. For the city, a town hall will follow. People will share stories about beeps and stops and how fast assumptions can stick. Some will talk about bias. Some will talk about tech. Most will talk about how dignity should not be this fragile at a store exit. This is not about one charger. It's not even about one officer and one shopper. It is about how a small error in a machine can become a big error in a person's day. It is about how we choose to weigh proof when tension is high. Do we pause, verify, and let the receipt speak? Or do we let a beep 1 second of sound pull rank? It matters because systems are everywhere now. Doors, gates, scanners, apps. They are good at catching patterns. They are not good at context. People are supposed to provide that. But people bring habits, fears, and shortcuts. When those collide, someone gets hurt.
We can build gates that beep. We can write policies that say what to do when they do. But the real test is still human. Can we hear a sentence like, "I have proof," and treat it as a reason to slow down,
instead of a challenge to our authority. Back in the lot at 5:51 p.m., Priya reaches them with a printout. Transaction ID, timestamp, SKU map. Her voice is steady. "He paid," she says. "The gate is lagging. The brand is listed as accessory generic in the system. Here, match the numbers." Marcus holds out the receipt again. Cole finally takes it. He compares the numbers on Priya's sheet. Transaction number A74216. Timestamp 5:42:10 p.m. The gate alert 5:42:22 p.m. 12 seconds. The mismatch that made a moment explode. Cole's face tightens. The second officer shifts back. The crowd's volume drops. Noah's camera catches the moment the officer hands the bag back to Marcus. It also catches the beat where Marcus waits still, and then more still. Because when you've been publicly doubted, even the return of your own bag can feel like a test. Cole says, "You're clear. I appreciate your patience." The words are basic and late, but they matter. Marcus nods. He could leave, but pauses. "I want this documented," he says. "All of it." Cole nods. It will be. He knows internal affairs is already on the way. Within 48 hours, Harbor Mart issues a public apology to Marcus by name, at his request, with his permission. They explain the firmware glitch in simple terms. They update the gate software and adjust the database mapping so brands and receipts line up. They roll out a rule. If a customer presents a receipt, a manager is called within 60 seconds. But this is where it gets interesting, because the police department releases a short statement. The stop was initiated based on a reported gate alert. The subject presented proof of purchase, which was later confirmed on scene. It is careful. It mentions a review of body cam footage. It does not use the word apology, but it does use the word regret. Sergeant Brooks completes her review. The finding? Policy violation for failure to promptly verify presented documentation and failure to de-escalate when clear verification was immediately available. The result? A suspension without pay and mandatory retraining focused on discretionary stops and tech-assisted alerts. At a town hall 2 weeks later, Marcus speaks last. He does not yell. He talks about the 12 seconds between a sale and a beep. He talks about how those 12 seconds turned into 7 minutes that the internet will remember. He talks about proof and the cost of being asked to offer it over and over again. Then he turns it forward. He meets with Harbor Mart and the police chief to help pilot a simple idea: receipt fast track. When a shopper shows a receipt, an on-call manager scans a QR code that instantly cross-checks the timestamp and SKU against the gate alert. Most checks take under a minute. If the system is lagging, the scan shows it. The stop ends there. Small fixes will not end every problem, but they can stop some scenes before they start. Marcus keeps the receipt in his wallet for a while, not to show anyone, just to remind himself that a scrap of paper can be a shield and a warning. He folds it with care, like a ticket you hope you never need again. Officer Cole finishes retraining and returns to patrol. The first time a gate beeps after that, he does something different. He walks the customer inside and asks for a manager first. He looks at the receipt before the bag. Priya updates the system one more time and posts a sign by the door. "If the gate beeps, please give us 1 minute. We'll fix it." Noah deletes the live stream after Marcus asks him to. He keeps the raw file and sends a copy to Marcus. If there's one thing they both learned, it's this: when proof exists, use it. When proof is offered, respect it. Was this stop justified after he showed the receipt? Or was it bias fueled by a bad gate? Who should be held accountable? The officer, the store, or both? Thank you for watching, and before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe.